Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Dork Publishing, expanding minds through fantasy since 2018. Learn more at the Dork Publishing website, www.dorcpublishing.com.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days. You know what? Today we have one of Arizona's well-known actors, filmmakers, producers. He does it all. Let's welcome Mr. Gary Herkimer. Oh,
Hollywood Herkimer
Oh.
is in the house. How you doing, girl?
good to see you.
Good to see you. You look
It's-
wonderful.
Thank you.
Enough of this craziness.
Oh my goodness.
Woo, these nice seats. Wow, look at this.
Good. You look nice today.
Oh, thank you.
You haven't changed a bit.
Well, a few more wrinkles.
Oh, that's okay. Wrinkles go well with everything else.
Oh yeah, I remember just like a fine wine. Just great.
Oh my gosh.
What's up? What did you do? You look great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You know what? We go way back. You know what? Wipe that lipstick off. I don't want Melinda coming to get me.
Okay, I'll get a little later before I get home.
We go way back.
Yeah.
I mean, back. I don't even know where to start at. We did some pretty funny films out there.
Yeah, I think it was 10.
Yeah.
2010, I think.
Yes, it was quite a while ago.
Love
And-
a la carte.
It was even before that. But Gary, you back then, you were known for this guy that did these crazy characters. I mean, horror flicks. I mean, there was something always crazy about the roles Gary was doing back then, and you were known for that. Tell me your thoughts on that.
I've been very, very lucky. Somebody picks up the phone call and say, "I got a role for you," so I didn't even have to audition for it. That to me means a whole lot to me.
Yeah.
That they trust you to do the character.
Right.
Well,
You know, when you get to a point in your career and people trust you and know that you're going to bring it and do that job.
Right, and you come prepared.
Yes.
Get the lines down right. And I like directors where they can tell you, say, okay, give me a 7, or don't go overboard. Don't go. You give me a 7 or 8, and that's to me is giving you a whole bunch of rope to play with. So
Right.
I played some craziness.
Yes, you did.
A lot of blood.
I mean, I remember going to festivals and there's Gary up on the screen slashing someone or getting killed in some overalls, or there were just. I can name quite a few of them.
I had a lot of quite a great kills. One was in with Tony Noyes at the short cowboy one. I was killed very violently. If you haven't seen it, it's on the YouTube, and that was a fun little shoot as well. We did that in Anthem at 118 degrees.
Yeah. You know what? And I'm bringing up all this because, we have young people that are just starting off and they really don't really know where they're going or where it's going to take them, what kind of roles they're going to be doing. Or they may think, hey, I want to be like Denzel. I want to be like Tom Cruise, and I want those type of roles. But they don't realize when you're starting off, you could be doing some of those types of roles and be good at it.
Right. You have to stretch the imagine. I mean, the acting way wide. You can't just kind of narrow it to just the horror genre. You have to do drama. You have to do comedy. You have to do it all, especially when you're young
and know your market also.
Yeah.
I mean, because there was a time in Arizona, Arizona people love horror flicks.
Yes, earlier
slasher,
a lot of killing,
lots of killing. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of blood.
Yes, they love those type of movies. So, I remember. Tell us about your role in Pizza Shop.
I thought for sure I was never going to get that role because my audition was absolutely pitiful. I went home. I went, what next on the agenda? And but I
Sometimes
got
those are the roles that you get when you do the worst.
yeah. And I got the call a few days later and said you got Uncle Dick,
Oh,
the founder of Pizza Shop the movie,
oh,
and I got to play with Honda and another gal on the show, and like Buzz was really great in terms of letting you play the character that you think you're going to
right,
be,
right.
and that was a fun little role. It wasn't. It was a fun little role. We did it in a nice shoot in Avondale, I believe. But
Right.
the best little compliment was from Debbie. She was watching one of the scene on top, and she was on the second floor, and she was looking down at, and I was going crazy on that set, and she paid me the nicest compliment I've ever had as an actor, especially an early actor.
Yeah.
Uh, she said, "Mr. Herkimer, you look like you have arrived." And I thought, I looked up and I went,
Oh.
and that just meant the world to me,
Yes.
especially from Debbie
Debbie Overby.
Overby.
Yeah.
When you're coming from a acting teacher and all that stuff
Yeah.
and saying something like that, that hit home.
She was wonderful.
She was wonderful.
Yeah.
What a beautiful lady.
Yeah. And Gary, for people that may not know you or know, you're not originally from Arizona. Where are you originally from?
Originally from Canada,
Yeah.
on an Indian reservation outside of Toronto.
And tell one other truth about yourself that people may not know also.
I am half a twin.
Yes. And you know what? As long as I knew you, I don't know when I found that out. I'm like, oh Lord, there's two of them.
Yeah, but I want to make sure I'm the prettier one.
Oh.
It's true. But no, yeah. He lives in Nashville now, and yeah, it's the twins. And
so, what got you into the film industry, Gary?
Wow, that's a good question. I just saw this ad on Craigslist of all things, looking for it's a horror film.
I haven't heard Craigslist in a long time.
Right. And it said, here I am sitting on the couch, and I'm just sitting with a beer, watching TV, and I'm absolutely doing nothing. I said, you know what? I got to get something going here. I got to get the creative juices going. I want to do something crazy. And I went to the audition, and they started filming this horror film, which I got. I got to be a crazy guy.
See, I told you, crazy guy.
The crazy guy was like this. One of the scenes was like I was buck naked and I was getting shot by two topless girls running through the desert. I'm glad that thing didn't.
Look, I need to put my glasses on for this one.
But yeah, it was called the Twisted Trucker Tales that never.
I remember that's the one I saw you in.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes. Yeah. So that was your first.
That was my very first.
Oh.
But actually, it wasn't my first feature. Oh. The first one was called Protocol. It was a ASU film project, and it's on.
But that was the first time I saw you in action as the trucker movie.
Yeah, that's crazy if they want to do that.
That was a crazy movie. Yeah. It was definitely crazy. I'm like, I was thinking, why was I there? But you know what? You've done, over the years, you've done a lot of acting, and then at some point, you got into filmmaking yourself.
Yes.
What was it that pushed you over to that end?
Well, there's a group of people that wanted to just make films, short films, and we called ourselves Good Stew Production, and we mostly just do short films and stuff like that, or film challenges and like that. It gives us a little idea how to, how things work, and not, in front of the camera, but behind the camera too, and how difficult to get the product that you want.
Right.
Sometimes you miss a shot, or you have someone's head in a mirror in the background, or a microphone stuck somewhere. So it's a learning thing. But and I also like one of the members on our group was Sherry K. Green, and Sherry K. Green is she's so talented, not only as a director, but she's an excellent writer as well. and she has like 4 feature films already written, and we're just ready to figure out
Wow.
how we're gonna roll with it. And like I said, I'm so
She is such a talented
yeah.
woman.
She's
I got to tell you this one fun time that I had with her. I know you guys are really close because you guys work in the same production. We were at Comic-Con one day, and we were there. I can't remember the actor's name. Uh, well, anyway, we got pictures with him. He was just so cooperative and so fun. We'll have to find out. He was from one of those, I believe, one of those slasher movies that was one of those network series. But I've gone to those Comic Cons, and like sometimes people just seem kind of standoffish, but this guy just took pictures with me and Sherry, and it was such a good time. And she's such a fun person.
yes, she is. And it's a talent. It's a talent, incredible talent. So
Yeah, she
that's
is.
why I like working with her. Continue, and that, like I said, the pandemic kind of stopped a lot of stuff. But we're just gonna go ahead and get kickstand, get going.
Right.
Come on, let's make some more movies.
Yes,
man.
and on that note, we're going to be right back on break. I thought of the name Michael Rooker
Michael Brooks.
from Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yes, that was the movie, the actor I was trying to think of.
Oh, with Sherry.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. He was very accommodating.
that's nice.
Yes.
Didn't charge an arm and a leg neither.
Didn't charge us anything. But we're going to go back to Mr. Gary Herkimer here. We were talking about Big Stew Productions.
Yeah,
Uh,
good
Good Stew Productions. I remember when you guys started that some years ago. I remember I was a part of a production that you guys were getting ready to work on, but something happened that it didn't go further.
Yeah.
But I think you guys ended up doing that film. Can't remember the name of it. How many productions have you guys done under your production?
Oh, that's a very good question. I know we were working on a feature, and unfortunately, one of our key characters passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear
The
that.
incredible Wendy West was
Oh,
one of our
yes.
key players, and that kind of put a halt on that movie, The Breakfast Killers.
That was the one I'm
That's the
thinking
one.
of.
And yes, and like I said, there's so much loose ends on that one. We don't know where it's going to go, if it's ever going to happen.
Right.
But we had several short films and Dissolve, all kinds of things. But the one that we really take pride in is a Dorito commercial.
Mm.
And it's a 30-second one, and got as far as the semifinal at the $1 million prize that we're just almost in. And
okay.
it was my idea, written by and directed by Sherry, and it got on the news as well too, which is nice to get your face on the news.
Right.
You don't want to be robbing a bank pitch face on the news, which is something good.
Not at all.
But
So what's your plans? Where do you see Gary in 5 years?
well, we talked about it a bit on the phone on Sunday, and I'm about 2 years away from retiring from the post office down in Laveen. Maybe I might take the acting business kind of serious now and get myself an agent, get new photographs, just a few things like that, and kind of go 2 feet in.
Okay.
You don't want to do this acting all the time, or 100% of the time. You got to have some time for the family, and you got to have some time for your friend. But yeah, I might be. I would like to get my face on a billboard, like a casino ad. I want somebody on the I-10 saying, "I know that guy," and that'd be fun to do that.
Hey, that was that guy that was sitting beside me at the casino smoking.
They don't smoke here anymore.
Oh, that's right. They don't smoke anymore.
Right.
Speaking of spending time with your family, you do have a supportive wife who supports you through you running around here acting crazy in these films, And that is one thing as being an actor, filmmaker, you have to have that family support.
The support from the spouses, from like Sherry and Mike Green is a great supporter.
Mm-hmm.
So we go away for hours on end sometimes with
Right,
the
right.
family, and maybe night after night sometimes, and you're missing family time and dinners and everything else like that.
Right.
But Melinda has been very supportive. Some people go bold. They said,
Yeah.
"I'm not taking this. It's a
Mm.
pipe dream. You're not going anywhere," and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't listen to all those people anyways.
Right.
You,
So, Gary, what advice would you give to a mature man of your age that's wanting to get into this industry?
uh, yeah, take a little bit of acting lessons. They don't have to spend a whole lot of money on it, but acting lessons. Accept roles that might not be comfortable to you.
Mm.
Uh,
Get out of your comfort zone. Huh?
Get out of your comfort. You gotta be crazy one day and a romantic thing in the next day or something different. Yeah, if you're just segregated to just one thing, you cop all the time, you're not going to get many roles. But I would, just explore what you can do. Just kind
Right.
of reach for the stars.
Right. And I was sitting here giving you a hard time, bringing up all your horror flicks and your crazy films. That's what I'm calling them. But that's crazy in a nice way. But you have played detectives, police officers, and you've done some romantic roles also.
Yes.
So you've done a little bit of a lot of things out there.
Yeah.
Tell me one of your favorite roles you've done thus far.
I would say one of my favorite was one of the last ones we made before the pandemic, and it's called Love Me, and it's got myself, Bill Weatherall, which he was my best friend in the movie. He was great. Tim Hemstetter, and my love interest Julie Van Lith,
Okay.
and Sherry K. Green. She played my first customer that I sold door-to-door soap to.
Oh, so she got in front of the
Yeah.
camera that time,
And
huh?
she got in front of the camera. And the movie is on Amazon Prime. It's not a long movie, but it's a cute movie.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was done by Craig McMahon, in which I did 5 movies with this gentleman. So most of them were faith-based ones and
Right.
like that. But yeah, I think Love Me is one of my favorites. And I did a music video which I played Mr. Shorty for Ed Gary. It's on YouTube called Mr. Shorty. You click right on, and and I got to play Mr. Shorty. I don't get that role. That's a miscast. Maybe.
What are some of the things you may have done to improve your craft?
That's a good question too. I think if you look at other people and see how they deliver lines, how they move on screen, and how they movies helps a lot.
Right.
I do have a hearing loss on this area right here,
Oh,
so
okay.
therefore I know how to do sign language and all that. Because
Oh.
my first wife was totally deaf, so I learned the sign language from her.
Oh, okay.
So it's the talent nice to have, but having a little slight disability is also a good thing too, because as you notice, Coda won
Yes.
Best Picture of the Year,
Yes.
and a deaf actor named Tony Coster won
Yeah.
the Best Actor, and it can be done with people with disabilities, and
Right. Of course.
I think everybody should give people with those disabilities an opportunity, because they
Right.
get shut down quite a bit. And I hope, and like I said,
For you as an actor, has that been an issue for you, having the disability?
sometimes I miss the action, or sometimes I depend on, hey, can you do me a favor and just say action, can you?
Oh,
And that gives me
okay.
my cue. There you go.
Oh.
Don't give me this the middle finger. Just give me the one.
So, any new projects coming up, Gary?
Like I said, we lost a few key people in our group. They moved on to do other things. We lost one of our main guys who had a camera, the sound equipment, and everything that comes with all the bells and whistles. And he decided that the film business wasn't for him anymore. And all that wonderful stuff that we had access to is now gone.
It's all
And
gone.
now we have to kind of recruit people with all that equipment.
Right.
And we have the stories. We just need
You need the equipment.
to get the equipment and need the right editors.
Right.
We need it. We got the stories and the people. We just need the behind the scenes, the guys that do the
Sure.
lights and all that stuff. And
Right. We got you. So will we see more acting for Gary?
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, oh yeah. That's kind of my love is
Mm.
the acting. I like being behind the camera too. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, and telling directing or something like that. But the acting is, if the right role comes up,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the. I thought Love Me might be the one, but I just think the right one might come. And if it does, I'm ready for it.
I'm sure it will.
Oh,
I'm sure it will. Where can our audience reach you?
Right now, I have the Good Stew Productions on YouTube. You got 5 or 6 movies on there you can take a look at. And I'm on Facebook, Gary Herkimer. Look me up. I'm a friendly guy. All the stuff is on there too.
Oh, okay.
And most of the movies are on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And
But if someone wanted to reach out to you, just find you on Facebook or
Yeah.
Instagram.
well, I don't know how to do that
You don't-
Instagram thing.
Oh?
I guess I'm old fashioned that way.
Okay.
But another thing before we go on that movie, we did a movie together just recently, which is Anxiety and Depression.
Yes, and it's on Amazon
And
also.
it's on Amazon too.
Yeah.
You know that Greg Lutz, who played the doctor, was never in the same room that we were.
Right.
The
That is
editor
true.
had just always did it. It's such an incredible job where there's 6 people on the table and the doctor was never in the room. That is
Wonderful.
just amazing.
It is amazing, and it was such a pleasure to have you here today, Gary. I wish I could talk with you forever.
Oh yeah.
And we thank you for joining us today, and we'll catch you next time.